This is Boston Lanka News, bringing you news, views and entertainment from Boston and USA. I'm Vioni Dimel. Valiveria shooting incident will remain in the minds of Sri Lankans for a long time. Whatever justification that may provide by the authorities, any reasonable person would agree that this tragedy would have been avoided. The people in Valiveria was protesting for clean water. They were not trying to topple the government or had any other agenda to bring disrepute to the government or to the armed forces. They were innocent, decent people who wanted to have clean water and wanted authorities to close the factory that was polluting the environment for years and making the daily life of the people in the area miserable. Unfortunately, on the 1st of August, the town of Valiveria, little over an hour from Colombo, was like a battlefield. End result: 3 people, including 2 school children, were dead, many injured, some critically, and then more than 20 people missing. Wingross, the factory in Ratupaswala, Valiveria, that was in the center of the controversy, accused of releasing poisonous material to the drinking water, belongs to the Haley's company. The majority shareholder of the Haley's company is Mr. Dhammika Pereira, a well-known successful businessman and the secretary to the Transport Ministry. He is also the chairman of Sampath Bank.
මේ විස විදින කර්මාන්ත ශාලාව වහලා දාන එක මහ ජනතාවගේ ජීවිත ආරක්ෂා කරන එක කඩා හැලුණු ජීවන තත්ත්වය නැවත ස්ථාපනය කරන එක එයට යම් අසාධාරණයක් වුණා නම් ඒ පිළිබඳව කටයුතු කරන එක සඳහා තමයි අපි මේ මාරාන්තික උපවාසයේ යෙදලා ඉන්නේ.
The government have taken steps to close the factory down temporarily and to test the soil in the area to determine whether there is any validity for the claims of the people. Unfortunately, this was an action could have taken much earlier and could have saved those innocent lives.
මල්ලි ඇතුලේ සීනු කූඩියට තමයි ගියා. ඊට පස්සේ පෝලිං කරලා ඉලා ගාලා මෙතන දනගස්සලත් ගැහුවා ඉතින්. ඒගොල්ලෝ වෙඩි තියාගෙන අපි ගල් වලින් ගැහුවා. හරි ගල් වලින් ගහන්න සාධාරණයි.
ගෙට වෙන්න ගැහුවා. බාත්රූම් එකේ දොර කැඩුවා. ඒ ගෙවල් පැත්තේ කඩලා ගැහුවා ඉතින්.
මම ගිහම වැඩ යන ගමන් මේ කම්පැනි කිට් එක පිටින් හිටියේ. ගැහුවා හැම පෝලිං කරලා වෙපන් එකෙන් ගැහුවේ. අපේ 50කට විතර.
මම යුද හමුදාවට දෙපාරක් ලේ දුන්න මිනිස්සේ. මට පිරිමි දරුවෝ 3 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. බාල දරුවට මම අවුරුදු 18 කුණ ගම යුද හමුදාවට දුන්නා මේ ලේ දුන්න මෙයාට මම කපලා අයින් කරගන්නවා.
After the deadly shooting, many have expressed their views. According to Minister Vasudeva Nanayakkara, it is a problem that the army has been brought to that place and it operated as a military operation, and although it happened with an order, finally the responsibility goes to His Excellency the President and the government, said Minister Vasudeva Nanayakkara. Government politicians should stop blaming victims or even looking for foreign conspiracies and try to address the genuine grievances of the people. It has become a joke that every legitimate action against the government by the opposition or any aggrieved party to be interpreted as foreign conspiracy. If government politicians paid more attention to the legitimate grievances of the people in Valiveria and listened to the Venerable Buddhist monk who had started a deadly fast to bring the attention of the government to plight of the people, this whole incident could have been avoided. As in the past, it is the responsibility of the opposition parties and opposition elements to show its dissent and organize protests when appropriate to offer checks and balances to the government. That is democracy. It does not mean those who are against government are traitors or foreign conspirators.
අපි එතනින් දුවගෙන ආවා. එනකොට සීසී කරලා ළමයි දුවනවා. තුවාල වෙලා අරයි යන්න බැරුව කොටසක් වෙඩි වැදිච්ච අය එහෙම මෙහෙන් එල්ලිලා
වැඩ ආරච්ච කෙනෙක්ව සහෝදරයෙක්ව ගන්න ටවුමට යන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඈත ඉඳලාම කියනවා වෙඩි තියනවා එන්න එපා කියලා. දුවන්න අද තමයි මේ ඒගොල්ලන් ආසල වෙඩි තිබ්බා. පොලිසිය කට්ටිය බිමට වෙඩි තිබ්බා. තබරුන්ඩ නෙමෙයි ඇත්ත උණ්ඩ. මගේ යාළුවෙක් මගේ ඉස්සරහාම වැටුණා. පපුරු දෙල මෙතන කෑල්ලක්ම ගියා.
It was very disturbing for many peace-loving people in Sri Lanka to see the images of women, children, and men being beaten by the soldiers and firing discriminately with live bullets. According to an eyewitness, when the army started firing, most of us ran to St. Anthony's Church, Valiveria. The army then followed us to the church and started firing live ammunition that injured many. Then they threatened and forced people to kneel down on the church grounds and started assaulting them with bicycle chains, clubs, and also with rifle butts. Another eyewitness is reported as saying that army first fired into the air without warning and proceeded to take out street lamps, plunging the area into darkness. Moreover, media reports also suggest that electricity was cut to disrupt operations of any CCTV cameras that may be in the vicinity. In fact, a brigadier commanding the forces reportedly told media persons on the scene, "Do not try to photograph or video when we disperse the crowds. If you do that, we will smash your cameras." According to some journalists, that is just what they did. They smashed cameras of the journalists and threatened them not to publish any photos of the incident. Reasonable people would expect from the government a reasonable explanation for this tragedy. Sometimes tragedies could happen that the government would not anticipate. When a tragedy happens, if necessary, government should be humble enough to apologize to the people, and if it is required, to be credible enough to accept the responsibility. In that context, it was admirable that Minister of Economic Development Basil Rajapaksa called for forgiveness from the public over the attack on the people's protest in Ratupaswala. We expressed his wholehearted regret of the loss of life and property in this incident, including the assault on media personnel who were there to cover the protest. What is important is to take steps not to repeat similar incidents in the future. We hope the leaders in the government would make necessary changes in the policy and structure as well as in the change of commands so the people would know who takes the responsibility and who has to be held accountable. We also join with people in the Valiveria area calling the government to immediately investigate this attack on unarmed protesters and take actions against those who are responsible for the shooting and to ensure right to water for the people in the area and direct the responsible agencies to clean up the contaminated groundwater table. That concludes our news edition. We meet you again with another news edition of News, Views and Entertainment from Boston and USA. Till then, goodbye.